Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and today I'm going to be showing off the 56 or 57, I don't know, might have miscounted, new Aura Pokemon that we just added to the Pokecentral Network. So the reason that I'm actually making this video is because a lot of people put a lot of time into making all of these different textures, and I want to make sure that they all get shown off on video. I know I've shown a few of them in the past, however, there are some that you guys have never seen on video, so we're going to be jumping into this and hopefully be able to get through this pretty quickly, even though there is almost 60 brand new Pokemon. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump straight into this. I'm going to try my best to not cut the video too much here because I want to be able to get through these pretty quickly, and editing a video if I cut between every Pokemon is going to take a very long time. But first up, we have the Spirit, Houndour, and Houndoom, and I actually have the Mega form as well, but for some reason it's not letting me Mega Evolve the Pokemon even with the Mega Stone. Oh, actually I know why. Give me 1 second here. There we go, and that should have fixed it. But this is the Houndoom, and then the Mega is really where this guy shines. He looks absolutely incredible, so let's go ahead and Mega Evolve. All right, so here he is. I think this guy looks amazing. One of my favorite Mega Aura Pokemon that we have so far on the server. Looks pretty great, but let's go ahead and move on. We can't spend too much time on a single Pokemon since there are just so many. Next up, we have the Wooden Pichu, Pikachu, and Raichu. So here is the Pichu, pretty small, but you can see he has a pretty cool little wooden texture, and I actually really like how the Pikachu and the Raichu look. They all are slightly different tones of wood, so it gets slightly darker, and I think that really does look pretty awesome. And here is the wooden Raichu. So moving along, we actually have two different Squirtle lines here that I'm going to show you. They kind of go together, but you'll see. So the first one is actually the Sunset Squirtle line. It's kind of hard to tell on the Squirtle just because he's so small, but we'll go ahead and toss out the others as well and take a look at them. So basically, they just have painted shells. I think it turned out really cool. This is probably one of my favorite textures just because of how creative it was and how they actually, instead of just like changing colors, they actually painted something onto the texture itself, which I think just looks awesome. And I probably prefer the other one that I'll show you here in a minute, but these guys are pretty awesome. All right, so here is the Midnight form, which I think looks amazing. This is definitely my favorite out of the two, and it looks even cooler as you get to the larger sized Pokemon. There is the Wartortle, and then the Blastoise here now. Unfortunately, we don't have any Mega textures for these. I'll go ahead and see if we can maybe get them added in the next update. Okay, so here we have actually three different evolution lines. First up, we have Drifblim and Drifblim, which is actually a clown aura, which I actually, I keep saying this for all of them, but this is also one of my favorite just because of how well the texture was made, especially the Drifblim. I think it just looks incredible. Now, clowns are a little bit terrifying, so I don't necessarily want one of these, but it does look pretty cool. And then we have a Galaxy Ponytail. Now, we did get quite a few different Galaxy skins submitted to the contest. This one was one of my favorites because they didn't really overdo it. They left the regular color of Ponytail and the same with Rapidash, but they changed the flames into Galaxy, which I think just fit really well and looks really, really cool. And then we have the Pastel Larvesta and Volcarona. This is actually one of the only pink skins that was submitted for the entire contest. There might have been one or two others, but for the most part, no one was really making these, which I don't know. I guess to each your own. You guys can make whatever textures you want. If you guys do want to take part in the current skin contest, it's actually an autumn theme, fall theme, so any of the oranges, the reds, the yellows, all that kind of stuff, leaves falling, you know, you get the idea. And all of the Pokemon that are selected from that contest will actually just spawn around the server for the rest of the autumn/fall seasons. And that's going to be based on seasons in America, so the Northern Hemisphere. So if you live south of the equator, it's not really going to follow your seasons, but that's just because the server is based in the US. So this little guy is pretty cute. I just thought it fit the skin really well to have a chocolate Vanillite. I know his name is Vanillite, but I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool. So we have the Chocolate Aura Vanillish, as well as the Vanillux. Now, I was really hoping for a cool Dragonite skin, and this definitely is one of the coolest ones I've ever seen. It's a metal Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite, so the entire body of the Pokemon looks kind of like it's made out of, like, welded steel, which I think looks really cool, and you'll see on the Dragonite, it actually turned out really good. I mean, the Dratini and the Dragonair look great. Once you get him to his final evolution, here is the metal Dragonite. Definitely amazing. I definitely want to try and get one of these guys. Really, every time, all of these are my favorite. These were basically handpicked, not really, kind of handpicked out of over 400 entries that were in the contest. I chose them all, so that's kind of why they're all my favorites. These things are all amazing. But next up, we have the Emperor Piplup, which is a Piplup skin that is more based on actual penguins. I don't know. I just thought it was really adorable and came out really well, especially once you get up to the Empoleon. Looks amazing. Looks so much better than the regular Empoleon texture. And then we have the Molten Chimchar line, which again, another starter that has a really awesome line. And it doesn't really show until you get them up into the Infernape, but this skin looks really awesome. So here is the Monferno. Again, it's pretty cool, but the Infernape itself, this is just sweet. And it has the whole welded steel kind of vibe going on, the same that the, or at least similar to what the Dragonite was, but mixed with the Molten as well. All right, and here we have an Aurora's line and a Amora, I believe that's how you pronounce that. Could be wrong. Now this little guy is pretty tiny, so he's hard to see, and he seems to want to run away. But it's just another Galaxy theme skin. I thought this one turned out really good, especially the eyes look great. You can really not see, but it just looks really cool. And if you get a ginormous one or something, I think it could look awesome. And then this just kind of, I don't know, it just fit the Pokemon and looked really cool. And that's really what I was looking for when selecting these different skins. I wanted skins that kind of fit the Pokemon's design and looked really good. And just, it not necessarily fit the Pokemon's type or anything like that, but just the overall design, something that fit. Like, for example, Muck. We have the Magma Muck here, which I feel like just like the curvy lines and the way that the Muck is kind of sitting, how he's kind of melted into the ground. I feel like that just worked really well for a Magma theme skin. And then we have, of course, the Magma Grimer, which looks pretty cool as well. And then the last one here is the Spirit Tomb, which is a Galaxy themed Spirit Tomb, where all of the different like orbs inside there are actually basically just supposed to be like stars and asteroids and things like that. And I think this looks really great. And this is kind of what I mean. It just fits the skin. It looks great, and it feels like this could be an actual Pokemon in the games. It might actually seem a little bit cooler than the Pokemon in the actual games. So we're getting pretty close to the end here. We have a few more Pokemon, and then I'll jump into the legendaries, which are really cool, especially the Rayquaza. The new Rayquaza is probably my favorite legendary skin. But here we have the Dark Togepi line, basically Togepi, but a little bit darker. And it's pretty cool. I just really liked the way that this skin looked, so that's why I added it. Pretty simple, but it turned out pretty great. And then if we go ahead and take a look in here, we actually have two different Honedge lines. So I'm going to take the time to do one at a time. Aegislash has two different forms. We have both of those ready to show. But starting up, I actually don't know which one this is. This is the Sacred Honedge. So rather than having, I believe it's blue by default, it is more of a golden and white tone. And then moving on to the Doublade, again, golden and white versus like the blue and silver, I believe is what Doublade normally is. Actually, I think Doublade is pink and silver. And then the gold Aegislash, which looks awesome in shield form, but looks, I think, even better in this form here. But then we have the other Honedge line, which you might like a little bit better. It really just comes down to personal preference, and I really just messed something up there. Well, now they're all mixed up, and I have no idea which is which. I'm very confused. So let me fix this real quick. All right, so here we have the Crimson Honedge line, which is just basically all red and silver versus the default colors that it comes with, which looks pretty cool once you get up to the top tier Aegislash. This is definitely my favorite Aegislash skin so far, especially this guy. Now, for the Doublade and the Honedge, it's kind of a toss-up between all three of them, the default, the Sacred, and the Crimson. But once you get up to the top tier Aegislash, I feel like the Crimson looks really great. And wow, you just did quite the little flip there. Okay, cool. Okay, and so we actually added in technically 5 new legendary skins, although Shaymin has 2 different forms and Rayquaza has its mega form. But let's go ahead and just jump straight in with Shaymin land form here. It is actually another Galaxy themed skin that ended up looking pretty awesome. And then here is the Sky form. Oh no, he turned into the Lamb form when I threw him out. So oddly, I can't turn him back into his Sky form. I'm not sure if that's a bug with the current version or what's going on here, but we're just going to move on to Ho-Ho and Lugia. The Shaymin Sky form is definitely worth taking a look at if you ever get a chance to see one in game, though it is pretty cool. But moving on, we have the Sapphire Hoe Skin as well as the Ruby Lugia. And then we have the contest champion. Actually, I'll save that for last. The Jirachi skin actually won the entire texture contest. So I'll show them to you in a second here. But here is the Rayquaza, which, like I said, my favorite legendary Rayquaza skin by far. I like him way more than the shadow form. I like him way more than the shiny form. I think this looks really awesome. And then, of course, we have the Mega form, which we can go ahead and do here to go ahead and take a look at. And here is the Mega Rayquaza. This is the demonic skin. I think I said that already, but I'm not sure. So the demonic Rayquaza, which is currently in the Aura Egg. So the final skin that we're going to be taking a look at here, I want to set time today. I am on the server, so people are probably freaking out in chat. Luckily, I do have chat disabled, but here it is. Let me actually, yeah, it's a little bit small. Let me go ahead and Poke Edit. Spin 5 GR Ginormous, level 100, and that'll go ahead and make it as large as it can possibly be. And then we can take a look here. So here is the Celestial Jirachi, which is amazing. You can actually see through parts of the skin, which is just incredible. This was by far the winner of the contest. It got a lot more votes than any other skin. And it's pretty easy to tell why. It is really cool, really unique. I don't think any other skin had the sort of see-through design going for it. I'm not saying that it necessarily would work on all Pokemon, but it definitely works here, and it definitely looks really awesome. So that is actually it. If you guys do want to go ahead and get this resource pack, I will have the link down in the description to the updated version where you can see all of these different aura textures. If you want a chance to win in Aura Pokemon, make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below with your username, which server you play on, and which aura texture do you want. I will go ahead and pick 2 random people, just 2, and I will go ahead and announce them over on the Discord in the giveaway channel sometime either later today or tomorrow. And I will also be going ahead and doing a random giveaway for Aura Eggs over on our Discord. I'll do a few of them just randomly throughout the next couple of days. So if you aren't a part of our Discord community, we have over 10,000 members. First link in the description. Make sure to join and you can take part in the giveaways over there. And the final thing I do want to mention is Aura Eggs are currently 30% off on the sale. If you buy in bulk on the store, meaning you buy either 3 or 10 eggs at a time, you actually get an additional, I believe, 10 and 20% off, which stacks with the sales. So you're getting up to 50% off the Aura Eggs if you buy more at one time. So if you do want to support the server and check that out, the store is buy.pokecentral.org. You can get any of the Aura Pokemon that I showed today in this video, as well as any of the previous Aura Pokemon that I showed a while back here on the channel. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go and leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are going to be putting out tons of more updates like this, and we actually have a really, really cool update in the works. It's pretty much finished. We're just doing some more testing, and it should be on the server in the next couple of weeks, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. But again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.
Wake up, wake up.